Alfredo rigatoni? Fettuccine rigatoni? Rigatoni fettuccine? What the hell's your name, Al? Hi. Hello, how are you? This reading's for Al Martin. Nudge Squidfish. We'll begin with a poem from 24... I can't talk. We'll begin with a poem from 2014, Coffee Beans. Words appear in my head and I write them down. It is that simple, even though simplicity has nothing to do with it. The point is not the complexity of the task at hand. When it comes to degrees of difficulty, I'm as lost as you, and in need of a stiff drink and an even stiffer upper lip. Reveal everything about yourself by looking deeply into my eyes. I promise before we are through, we'll either have fallen in love with each other or fallen out of another poor excuse for what may have passed for a relationship in another century. I've always believed your sense of style was timeless, until realizing you were receiving your best ideas from someone else's magazine cover shoot, where all the models suffer from eating disorders, and believe the objectification of one's body is a small price to pay for immortality and a six-figure salary. The coffee beans were over-roasted and tasted burnt, but that's okay. I prefer my coffee well done and my morning Danish to be filled with cheese and endless regret. Just like I preferred you, lying in bed looking up at me with your crescent moon-shaped eyes, Juliet, before we visited the church for the final time. Words appear in my head, and I either accept the task at hand or I do my best to ignore it. If I choose to ignore it, I'll never live it down, because the words will haunt me like sourdough ghosts in the heart of the Tenderloin in San Francisco. I am a poet, not a rabbi, police chief, or CPA. I am unpaid and constantly on guard, but those are the choices that I have made. The sacrifice was the easy part. The hard part starts now, as I do my best to figure out why I was forsaken, and to whom I should take my complaints to. Actually, it wasn't Juliet. If Juliet's listening to this, she's like, we didn't go to church. It's actually Lisa. I apologize. War is hell. We'll read this for Patton. The fog of war cannot be trusted. Do you believe you have a better half? What do you think the better half is doing right now? Obfuscation is just another word for smokescreen. Like Jerry Lewis is just another 2 words for overrated hack. I was in the trenches and I could hardly catch my breath. There were all these Germans in close proximity, and I prayed they could not smell my Jewish blood. Yes, I am still very much a pacifist, but sometimes you must allow your moral imperatives to lapse so you can finish off the bullies with your semi-automatic fists. I used to tell people I was a lover and not a fighter. Now I just ask people to buy me a double bacon cheeseburger and call it a day. You don't have to worry about getting lost in the woods, because these particular woods, they were created by the Brothers Grimm, and nothing happens in them except that which has already been written down and committed to a child's fragile eggshell mind. Someone slipped a red herring in my Coca-Cola, and before I knew it, I was off on another wild goose chase. Agatha Christie called, and she wants her 10 Little Indians back, with interest. She also wanted me to tell you that there's no real point in solving a mystery when there'll just be another one and another one after that. Shifting Sands. These were all written in October of 2014. I don't usually read older poetry, but I've been doing it a little more lately because I haven't been writing as much. But I'm still writing. This is Shifting Sands. I'm irrelevant. The guy with the leaf blower is out back. I don't have any leaves to offer him, and I can't believe it's fall again. The sand is shifting beneath my bare feet. I've always found sand between my toes to be such an unsettling sensation. There's no accounting for taste. But the way a person chooses to end their own life tells a lot about someone. I'm going to go hide in the closet because I'm petrified of what my bones might do when left to their own devices. I know we've been here countless times before, but please understand, I didn't plan any of this. My writing is automatic, like my feelings are automatic, not automated, you dumb fuck. Please forgive me my trespasses. I promise to forgive you for when you walked in on me when I was wearing nothing but my sarcasm and a red clown nose. The information I possess is erroneous at the best of times, and completely off the reservation at the worst of times. The code word is still Exodus, Matt. So be sure to tell all your Gentile friends to make room, because the chosen people are coming, and negotiating has never been one of our strong suits. And if you think that I'm one of those self-hating Jews, please know there is nothing I covet more than my Jewish ancestry. That does not mean I suffer fools gladly, though, nor will I put up with any of your Catholic guilt. I'm unspecified. The silence is deafening. I don't have any qualms about admitting that I've lost my mind. I also don't have a problem admitting that I have stopped giving a shit a long, long time ago. This poem is entitled Homeland Security. You can blame it on the terrorists all you want, but the problem isn't so much the terrorists, but rather how easily we allowed them to get inside of our heads. When we started to use the word homeland, that's when the shit really got messed up. The word homeland makes me think of the Nazis and the fatherland and all the other bullshit going along with that failed and evil ideology. 9/11 was a horrendous and tragic day, and there is no disputing that. But why does America act like they're the only ones to have ever been attacked on their own soil, when in fact America is late in coming to this insidious party? My boyfriend's back, and you're going to be in trouble. Hey la, my boyfriend's back. I have no idea how I'll ever be able to explain to him how things got so screwed up in such a short amount of time. The world has completely changed since 9/11, and it's not the terrorists who are to blame, but instead all of us, for how we choose to deal with this radicalized state of affairs. We surrendered our civil liberties, and we turned our backs on our supposedly trustworthy leaders so they could wreak even more havoc and break apart our republic for which it stands. When you see him coming, better cut out on the double. Hey la, my boyfriend's back. I remember when we could tell the bad guys from the good guys, or at least we thought we could. Back then, there were no 24-hour news cycles, and the term lamestream media had not yet been coined by some grizzly bear mom who had her 15 minutes of fame but lacks enough good sense to know when to call it a day. You can blame it on the terrorists all you want, but we best start taking a good look at ourselves. Otherwise, we're just going to become more and more paranoid as a nation and give ourselves an even bigger black eye than we already have. Hey, he knows what you've been trying, and he knows that you've been lying. Hey la, my boyfriend's back. This is entitled Fear. Fear is Like a Companion. It's for Lori. Speak the words inside of your heart. Meditate on what is inside your head and make it your own. We are children of gods, and we're never alone. We are children of fools, and it's our wishes bringing us home. Focus through the darkness and the light. Focus on the snow and melt it with your love. We're invested in the game because we know the outcome will shape our future selves. We're standing on the stage, soaking in the heat from the spotlight's ancestral glow. Pick up a big stick and beat down the shadows with all the inner knowledge that you possess. Push through the questioning and the doubting, and know that you are loved. Fear is like a companion, making you stronger in the face of whatever adversities are knocking upon your door. Fear is like a companion, grounding you when the bully when the bully pulpits on his high horse and leading you around in dizzying circles. Focus on what's inside of the sun and embrace it with all your might. We are invested in the now because we know what's coming will strengthen our resolve. We are standing on the stage, soaking in the warmth from an audience of our peers. This next poem is entitled White Paper. Poetry has me in its sights. To most people, words are just words. To me, words are life and death. White paper is a childhood free of blemishes and pollutants. When you begin breaking apart, that's the best time to stop running and remember who you are. Poetry has gotten out of hand, or maybe I'm the one who's lost control, and only the poetry can redefine me and make me whole. There was a maelstrom that just about took off my head, but I kept my wits about me, and I learned to walk before I ran and hid. The white paper is nothing you can easily wrap your mind around, because it was here long before you were born and will be here long after you're dead. I believe it's time we came clean and admitted what it is we expect from one another. I am tired of your lying eyes, and I know you're tired of how easily I've always been able to manipulate you into doing whatever it was I desired. The poetry has me dead to rights. Accepting bribes from an invisible self, I'm still having trouble letting off the hook. To most people, words are just words. To me, words are a long-distance train rolling through the rain. I can't help but wonder if Dylan will ever get back to when the truth was obscure, too profound, and too pure. To live it, you have to explode. The butcher paper is bloody from another day of giving birth free of guilt or reasonable doubt. When you feel like your mind is given up, that's the best time to forget you were once on the dark side of the room, and that being a writer is the only thing that can help you to reach the light at the end of the tunnel. Read two more. This is entitled The Desert. Excuse me. This poem is about revealing one's true nature and not about little blue pills or who can last longer in a cage of deathmatch. This poem is about discovering one's body of work before rigor mortis sets in, and not about leaving a good-looking corpse or only the good dying young. This poem's about jumping into the deep end and not about easing into the pool like some decaying fossil that never had their wits about them or cared about making a lasting impression. The desert calls you up in the middle of the light, bright day. You're wearing baggy shorts and drinking OJ from a Smucker's Looney Tunes jelly glass. I know you're not Dylan. Fuck, you're not even Donovan. But that doesn't mean a thing, as long as you believe in something more than reality television or paying for phone sex with your PayPal account. I knew a guy who could wipe you out with a smile and fever-pitched repartee. He was also pretty straight up and didn't once take me for granted or make me feel like I was worthless. This poem is about hunkering down, delivering the real goods, no matter the climate change outside or the seismic shifts inside your own domesticated firestorm. This poem is about taking the dog day afternoon hostage, even when you're feeling less than inspired, and robbing a bank or creating some new artwork is the last thing you have on your mind. This poem, Attica, is not about forgiving anyone, because forgiveness can be way overrated in these sepia-toned times where religion just fucks with your head, and Sigmund Freud never really wanted to help you make sense of your dreams or why it is you're such a motherfucker. We need not be ill-equipped or ill-advised. We need not stay out of the fray just because we're afraid to express how we actually feel or why it is we're angry all of the time. We need not hang back from the edge of the cliff, because if we don't learn to embrace our fear of heights, we'll never learn to fly. That was called The Desert. And now that was written on September 17th, 2014. And then The Ocean, same day. This poem is about inspiration and not about the little or big fishes in the ocean. This poem is about excavating creativity and not about skeletons in the closet or repressed memories. This poem's about figuring shit out, not about shaking and baking yourself to the point that you're pulling dead dogs out from behind the couch because you're a psychopath and have been ever since you were a towhead child spending too much time alone in your room. The ocean calls you up in the middle of the dark night. You are wearing ripped, pea-stained underwear and drinking spilled milk from a faceless container. I know you're not Picasso. Fuck, you're not even Warhol. But that hardly means anything, as long as you believe in something more than rosary beads or having sex with crash test strangers. I knew a guy who could play the guitar like the Second Coming. He was also pretty damn funny, and he never shirked away from the responsibility of being irresponsibly adept at crucifying the truth while up on stage. This poem, it's about inspiring others to do their best work, and not about beating someone over the head with their prosthetic leg and leaving them in the ditch with the tenured professors and forensic death merchants. This poem is about seizing the day by fucking another dead language in the gluteus maximus, and not once looking back. Because what happened to Lot's wife, it could happen to any one of us here and now in these metastasized modern times. Metastasized modern times. This poem's about getting angry, staying angry, until your chosen work is done, and not about making excuses or pretending you don't possess the greatness you most assuredly do possess. We don't have to be disenfranchised or dispossessed. We don't have to stay on the sidelines, keeping our opinions and ideas strictly to ourselves. We do not have to wade so cautiously into the ocean, especially when the waves are breaking all around and begging for us to dive in. I've been having a tough time with feeling just some heavy despair lately, and I'm just trying to get back. I don't know. As I mentioned on another one of these videos, it was at this same building, different apartment, different floor, and it was a different name at that time. Now it's the Drake. Then it was the Marsal. I lived here, and I was reading poetry first time ever on a video camera. Thank you, Tony Gentili. And I don't know, some part of me is like, shit, am I going backwards? But I just have got to get outside my own head. And if you're watching this and you're having your own issues, get outside your own head any way you can. You know, people say, well, take a walk. And it sounds like the dumbest advice in the world, but whatever helps. You know, go get a corned beef sandwich. You know, go eat some vegan lasagna. Whatever helps. You know, go watch, I don't know, go into a park and just get lost in the woods. Whatever. Anything. Just find a balance. Don't get swallowed up by the riptides. Please. Please don't. I don't want any more casualties. I mean, I know they're going to happen. There's always going to be damage. There's always going to be collateral damage. And someday we'll probably be more than likely collateral damage. But while we're here and we're still breathing, let's try to enjoy ourselves. My name is Charles Cicirella, and I love you. Thank you.